In the 450 division, finishing third overall, riding for Red Bull KTM, Marvin Musquin. And finishing second overall, riding for Roczen Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing, Jason Anderson. And your winner, riding for Monster Energy Kawasaki, Eli Tomac. Congratulations, guys. I'll ask the same question I asked the 250. You guys have now experienced 3 Triple Crowns at 3 separate tracks. Just your thoughts on the format, and kind of take us through, your feelings now that you've experienced it 3 times. Marvin?
Well, one word, I feel like it's really intense. That's all I can say. You got to get a good start, and it's kind of like going out for a heat race and a sprint, like a sprint heat race, and that's exactly what I didn't do in the first one, and but it was kind of like a warm up for me, and I got better at for the second and third one. But it's I'm always glad when it's over and when I'm safe and on the podium like today. We fought really hard, and yeah, it was really intense. I mean, we hit each other with other guys many times, and 450 or 250 class, you see a lot of battles, and yeah, I guess it's pretty cool for the fans, and it's good, and if until it's safe for us. If it goes wrong, obviously it's not good, but yeah, we fought really hard, and I'm glad I'm here on the podium.
Jason?
Yeah, for me, the Triple Crown, it's definitely a lot more, I guess, action. There's battling all night, but for us, I feel like it's a lot more stressful. It's a stressful night, and I think it's just a little bit more risky. Just all of us fast guys on the line, and it's crazy. But I guess that's what the plan was. With having the Triple Crown, and yeah, the fans definitely had some good racing to watch all night, and but for us, it is stressful. It's a stressful night.
Eli?
Yeah, I kind of agree with these guys. It's like, having 3 starts with all the guys. Yeah, it's good for everyone, but definitely, I wouldn't vote to add any more races or anything of that for next year. So it's just like, yeah, if people like it, yeah, I mean, we could do those 3, but definitely no more.
Jim Kimball, Motocross Action. Jason, I've been impressed by your talking about collecting points as you've been doing and getting on the podium and stuff, but you've kind of said, well, I really want to beat this guy, though. Yeah. I want to win, and pointing to Eli, and you did that in the final main tonight. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I did win the final main, but at the same time, Eli didn't have to beat me to win the overall. So, at the same time, it's kind of it's hard to say. I did ride good in the last main, and it was a good race. But at the same time, you don't really know, where it stands. I remember even when I raced Atlanta, the last main, they're so intense that you kind of want, if you win the overall, you're collecting points throughout the night. So you're just trying to, maybe play it safe a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, we have 3 more races, normal races. And I really think I would like to, win some more races on the way out. But, yeah, I mean, his speed has been incredible all year. And and even Marv's been riding awesome, so it's very hard to win straight up, but that's the ultimate goal. But obviously, we're all trying to bring our A game every weekend.
Chris, MotoX Addicts. So you got penalized 1 spot, but as fast as you went down that whole rhythm section, I feel like you're kind of lucky that it was only 1 spot. What do you think about that?
Well, in the rule book, it says you're not allowed to gain positions, and you got to enter the track at the safest spot. So I didn't gain any positions, and I lost 5, and I entered at the safest spot. So, yeah, the rule books are, it's a personal preference for those guys, I guess.
But doesn't it say you're not supposed to accelerate?
I mean, wasn't really accelerating. I was kind of just going the same speed, you know. It's opinion.
This is Scott Yarjo, Moto Now blog. This question's for Marvin. We don't normally see you lose a whole bunch of positions like you did in that first moto. Can you talk about your struggles there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I mentioned it on the podium after the second main when I won. You know, it was definitely not acceptable, and but I know what it is. You know, we tried a couple of things, you know, on the bike, and that was not the right way. So we got better definitely for the second and the third main, and I proved it. And yeah, it's a difficult situation. You know, we always try to get better, and with the bike, and that was not good.
This question is for Jason. Jason from Racer X. When you think back to early in the season, those battles you had, like you won Oakland on the last lap, how different is the racing now? There were so many guys in it. It was so early in the season. Anybody could win. I know you don't want to go into full points management mode, but what has it been like living with this points lead for the last almost 2.5 months?
I think the points deal for me, the hardest part about it is during the week. You know, you just race every weekend and you're waiting for the next race, and honestly, during the week you're thinking about it, you know, a lot. But once the race day comes, I haven't really struggled with it too much because I feel like I go into race mode, and my whole goal is you know, I guess Bobby always tells me to be the hunter, not the hunted, and that should be my outlook every time. But not, you know, ask too much of it, and try and make good decisions. But even like tonight, it's hard sometimes. Like with the second race, you know, I was getting way too crazy trying to pass Brayton, but those are things you learn from, and I feel like I was way smarter in the last one. But yeah, I don't know points management, this, that. I'm just trying to, you know, race. But the weeks thinking about the championship and stuff is very stressful. But on race days, it's you know, once you get on the line, you have one goal: get that start and battle with the front guys.
This question is for Eli. So did you know what was going on? You were battling with Marvin and Brayton, and then the overall actually swung your way. But did you know that was actually the case there when you were in third?
Yeah, I mean, I knew when Brayton was in front of me, it wasn't a position I wanted to be in, you know. And then once I got to third, I was like, yeah, it's good enough. But, you know, not until the last 2 laps I really went into full, you know, conservation mode there. So I was trying to charge behind Marv there, doing what I could. You know, I think we were behind. It was Brayton. You know, on the option lane when Marvin got by me. You know, and that's what shuffled me back. We lost touch with Jason, and he was gone. So, yeah, just gave it my all. But yeah, that was that.
Steve Giberson at Vital MX. Marvin, talk about that second main. You said you made some changes and improved, but you also started kind of towards the back and made a good charge in there. How many guys did you go through?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it proved that you know, when I got the right balance of the bike, I can do pretty good, and I can charge. That's definitely what I was not able to do in the first main, and I don't like excuses, but yeah, it definitely didn't make me comfortable with the bike, and I know I should have maybe you know, make it work, but I didn't. So yeah, the second one was great. Obviously, Jason made a mistake, but the riding was really good. So it felt really good to get into the lead and be myself and charge and start jumping the whoops, stuff like that. You know, that was all me. And the third one was also good considering a bad start.
Steve Mathis, Main Event Moto. Eli, question for you. You just mentioned that rhythm lane before the finish. You got shuffled back. Did something change on the left from the first and second mains because it was a lot slower? In the third main, we saw a lot of guys get past there. It wasn't that bad earlier in the day. So was there something different?
Trying to think. I mean, once race time came around, that on-off was just faster. I think only free practice, that left side was even close. So, you know, I shouldn't have gone there, but I was just looking for an option. I was just like, maybe a little bit too impatient to try to make a move on Brayton in that area, and it cost me. So, yeah, once again, like the split lanes, they never really work out to be like a sweet split lane. It's always like one fast line. So, yeah, it's just the way those go.
All right, guys. Thank you.